Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Great League again, and let's see what team we're running. Let's see how we do with the Pelipper, Stunfisk, and Shadow Steelix in the back here. Obviously here, Pelipper versus this Jellicent is kind of bait dependent, but we don't really want to see this Jellicent on our backline as well. So honestly, we're just trying to chip away at this Jellicent as believe it or not, these weather balls are adding up. Already in the red, our opponent has actually not shielded anything because they know that we were not trying to go for the hurricane. But watch this. We are able to get to this weather ball right here, and we are able to get to a back-to-back to basically force our opponent to make a decision to use 2 shields or let it go. So we do invest 2 shields to get the Jellicent out of the way, and we're going to switch out into the Stunfisk here. This Stunfisk is going to have to tank a Thunderbolt, which is resisted, and we are only taking super effective fast move damage, so this is going to be interesting. We're going to try our best to get to a move here. We do get to this rock slide. Does our opponent end up shielding? They do invest a shield, so they decide to shield that. They must not really want to see this Stunfisk in the back, so they're going to go for this Thunderbolt, and then they're going to go for a Psycho Boost to take out this Stunfisk. So here we're going to come back in with our Pelipper. They switch out into the Noctowl, but then we're going to switch right back into the Steelix. The Steelix is able to tank this Shadow Ball here. We are at a Dragon, or sorry, we are at a Breaking Swipe right here. We do get the debuff. That's a 50% debuff now. So we did get lucky right there to get the debuff. We're going to be able to get to another Breaking Swipe. This Breaking Swipe takes it into the severe red range. This Shadow Ball right here goes through, does not KO because it's already debuff, and we're looking for a farm down with our Steelix, and we do get that farm down. So GG's to our opponent right there, able to win off a Jellicent lead. Next game, let's see what we find. It is an ABB team, and Pelipper is really weak to the electric, so we have 2 anti-electrics in the back. Okay, we're going to switch out immediately just to see what they have in the bag. That Dragalge is pretty decent against the Pelipper, so we do draw out this Whiscash. The Whiscash is going to have to consider... Okay, they do decide to shield this Earthquake right there, I guess to preserve its health. And we're going to have to let this go. They are able to maintain the switch, and then we're going to have to come in with the Pelipper, obviously. Now, the question is, do we think that this Whiscash potentially has a Blizzard? We're going to let it go. They decide to throw their Scold right there. We don't get the debuff, so that is great. And then here we're going to go for the Hurricane. We want either the shield or we're going to get the KO. So we do get the KO. We're going to switch out immediately, and they actually have the Talonflame in the back. So Talonflame in the back, unfortunately, is running the Incinerate. We do get a debuff right there, which is pretty decent. But you can see here, these Incinerates are actually adding up quite quickly. We decided to try to get to a move, and unfortunately, it is going to be a CAP tie right here. They do get the Flame Charge. The Flame Charge allows them to basically get our last shield, but we're going to try to get our Breaking Swipe back at this Dragalge. Ends up being a debuff situation. Does this Dragalge have enough energy for Outrage? They do have the Outrage. Even on the debuff, they are able to take us out right there. So unfortunately for us, we do lose that game. Very close, very close. Yeah, they just had a really hard counter to my switch, so kind of hard. And here we go again. We have the Galarian basically in the correct spot. We're going to switch out into the Stunfisk here. We do draw a Poliwrath. This Poliwrath is going to be able to potentially throw a Scold. The Scold here does go through, and we're in the same situation. We're going to have to come back in with our Pelipper. We're basically looking for a farm down at this point. Kind of interesting, the Poliwrath and that Whiscash in the last game are basically acting like the same kind of backline. They both have Scold, both are water, but I think it's just a byproduct of the team. So anyways, we're going to immediately switch out. We do catch a Lunge, and our opponent here ends up having the Nidoqueen in the back. So Nidoqueen in the back here, non-shadow. So we're just going to be throwing these Breaking Swipes. These Breaking Swipes are going to be adding up. Our opponent does end up throwing the Poison Fang bait. That's a little bit unfortunate for us. But look at these Dragon Tails and look at these Breaking Swipes adding up quite quickly. We know this potentially could be an Earth power here, so we're going to shield and we're going to over-farm before they get to another move. We're going to go for this Breaking Swipe. We do get the shield. We're going to combo play. So they actually are anticipating that, and they actually switch out into the Galvanish. Unfortunately for them, we do have 2 Weather Balls stacked up, so all we have to do is just throw the Weather Balls on IGL timing, and then we're going to be able to farm down that Nidoqueen in the back. So GG's to our opponent right there, able to wiggle out of a absolute horrible lead, and that switching was actually not great for us either. All right, here we go. Pelipper versus this Haxorus. Okay, interesting. We are resisting the fastness, but they are going to be able to get to these Breaking Swipes quite quickly. We're going to allow the Breaking Swipe to go through. We feel like that we could survive it, so we're just going to go for this Weather Ball bait. We do get the shield, and then we're going to just switch out. We do catch a Breaking Swipe, so that's nice. And it looks like we do draw out the fighter, so this situation right here is probably the best it was going to be. We do have a debuff Stunfisk go, so this Earthquake here is only going to do less than 50%. It would usually go for about 50%. That was probably like 40. So here we're going to go straight into our Pelipper. We already have a Weather Ball stored, so we do get that last shield from our opponent. And then our opponent here throws a move. They reveal that they have the Power-Up Punch, but now they actually reveal that they're going to throw the Ice Punch. So we know that we could potentially farm them down after that. But then they switch out into the Bastiodon. Luckily for us, we do have a Shadow Steelix. So we're basically farming up to 100 energy, throwing this Earthquake. Boom! Goes that Bastiodon. And now we're just going to have to race to a move. We know that they have the Power-Up Punch. We're going to shield this Power-Up Punch because we want to be able to throw this Breaking Swipe. This Breaking Swipe will take out this Medicham, and then we're just going to try to race to a move, and unfortunately, we do not. So I guess the play right there was to try to farm down, and we actually simultaneous KO. So we could have won that. Maybe if we could have farmed out that Medicham, but I'm not sure if we would have been able to survive those counters. So maybe that was the best case scenario for us. A tie is better than a loss, I guess. Anyways, next we're going to be matched up with a shiny Cradily. This Cradily is going to be able to throw Rock Slide. We survived that, so we didn't shield it. We know that this Weather Ball here is only neutral. And now we're going to switch out into our Stunfisk. This Stunfisk is, what do you know, matched up with a Poliwrath in the back. But we do bait out the fighter. And then we're going to try to get to this Rock Slide right here. They are throwing their move on CAP ties. So nice job by my opponent right there, using the Scold exactly at the right moment. And now we just have no choice. We have to come back in with the Pelipper again. They are going to have to think about shielding. They don't shield, okay, but they allow us to get the one fast move farm down. And unfortunately for us, another Incinerate user in the back. This is going to basically just fast move us down. We are going to throw this Breaking Swipe. Maybe we get some crazy debuffs happening. We do get one debuff right here, but look at how low our health is already. Shadow Steelix just not bulky enough to survive all those Incinerates, even with some debuffs. So check out this team if you haven't already. Pretty fun. And let us know if you enjoyed the video.